Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. Today, we are going to be talking about the top professions that are for the streets. We're also going to talk about who is responsible for pregnancy, men or women. Also going to talk about the United Methodist Church. They're allowing LGBTQ pastors in the pulpit. And it is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the month of May. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I got my wonderful, wonderful co-host in the building. She's none other than Angelica Jelly Woods. Give it up for her.
Oh, no other than that was so nice.
Hey, look at her. Look at her. She was running late today, y'all.
I was not. I was on time.
Yeah, okay. And there's that. And then there's DJ Kojak. Scratch it up for him 4 times.
Bam, bam, bam.
You hear that scratch, Rachel?
I heard. She helped him out. She helped him out on the back end.
Y'all give it up for Rachel Nolan. Rachel in the building. Is Memphis Meg in the building. Yeah.
Come on
Finally
now.
got her on the show.
Come on now.
And we are broadcasting live right here from the capital of Memphis in beautiful Raleigh, Tennessee, 38128. Is this not the capital, Rachel?
It is.
It is the capital.
It
DJ
is.
Kojak, we in the capital.
We in the capital, baby.
Angelica Jelly Woods, we in the capital.
We are in the capital.
See, I had to do a chin check.
I'm a team player, okay?
I had to
Team
do a
player.
chin check.
It would not be me.
Yes, this segment is brought to you by Alliance Healthcare. We're excited, to have Alliance Healthcare as a partner with the Antonio Parkinson Project. We are the fastest growing visual podcast in the market. You better believe it. And tonight, y'all, I think we are going to hit our 1,000 subscriber
I think
tonight.
we can do it. I can
Yes.
feel it. I can feel it in my soul. It's coming.
Yes, last time I checked, I think we're about 34 away. So I think that's actually going to happen. It's May, Angelica. It is Mental Health Awareness Month,
Yes.
and we're taking that very serious. Rather, all month long, we are going to do mental health programming for the entire month of May. Thanks to our partner and sponsor, the Alliance Healthcare, and we're going to have mental health professionals on every single show.
It's awesome. We
Throughout
need
the
it.
month of May. Oh,
We need it.
absolutely. We absolutely need it.
Mhm.
We absolutely. This is a great time for you to like, follow, and subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this with someone because there's going to be a lot of great information that comes out of this. Rachel,
Yes.
what's happening with you, Rachel? What's going on?
Nothing but the rent at MLGW.
Oh,
Man,
Lord, not you
oh,
just coming
look,
in. We
Come in and tell the truth, shame the devil. That's what they
Oh,
say.
Lord, we
Look,
coming in that way.
and we got the pastor in the building too. Pastor Ricky Floyd's going to be coming up in the segment too. He looked like he's scared. Look at him
He
over
ain't
there.
scared.
Look at him. What
He
was,
ain't never
what was
scared.
happening?
He was twerking in the camera. Yes, and we are going to release it. If we make 1,000 followers, subscribers today, we are going to release the
I thought
footage.
that was a
We want to
praise
see the
dance.
twerking pastor.
I thought it was a praise dance for the Lord.
Pastor, we're going to release that 1K.
Yeah, if we hit that 1K, if we hit the
1K,
1K today, we're
release
going to
it.
drop the tape.
Hey.
We're going to drop the tape of
Security
Ricky Floyd
footage.
twerking. Okay, all right. Look, I don't know if they want to see that or not. We might be liable for whatever happens to people's eyes and their brains if they see Pastor Ricky Floyd twerking in front of the cameras. Man, that's crazy. But it's a lot going on in the city, a lot going on, a lot of things that are trending out there. But I do want to ask this. We talked about, in the meeting anyway, we talked about, these different professions.
Yes,
Right.
so much.
And leave it up to Angelica to I'm throwing it at you, Angelica. Angelica's, when we talked about the professions, we talked about different ones, and Angelica said, "Oh, they for the streets."
Oh, yeah.
So we want to know, and to our audience too, which professions
Yes.
are for the streets. And so you can chime in on live right now. And so this is how this is going to go. How we say it's going to go, Angelica?
Don't try to hunch me.
Okay. I'm
You
not gonna
are
hunch
for
you.
the streets if I think that's how it was.
Oh
They
my
had one to
goodness,
share.
Nichelle.
How to- You're for the streets. Thank you.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're a firefighter, You are
You are
for
for
the
the
street.
street.
Cause I'm
Heat it
saying,
up for the streets.
Thank you. What for the street?
Heat it up.
See,
Heat
heat it
it
up.
up.
See, thank you. You
Right.
a firefighter.
You are for the street.
The Parkinson, you used to be a firefighter.
Oh Lord, why she gonna throw me under the bus? Yes,
You
I
are for
yes,
the
for
street.
25 years.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
I
DJ
want, y'all to
Kojak.
I want y'all to get her face over there. She like, she
Right.
down memory lane like.
Like, oh, DJ Kojak.
What up?
What profession is out there that you know they are for the streets? Oh Lord, we finna get Kojak, Angelica.
Like he ain't heard this question.
Like, right.
Let
Like
me
all
see.
new
Let me
form.
see. Let me see. Let me see.
He got to pull it out
Well,
the archives.
Right.
If you are a Lamar Walker, you are literally
For the
Y'all
street.
get him, please.
on the street
I guess that
and
is a
for
profession.
the
Huh?
streets.
Oh,
Yeah.
we gonna put him out. We gonna, okay,
Sure,
now.
man.
We
You
gonna
act- But,
Come on
wow,
now.
man,
Don't
come
respect
on,
like,
man. Yeah,
you
man,
know.
DJ Kojak, come on. We got Kojak, y'all.
Oh Lord, we did.
Okay.
Rachel.
Rachel,
Rachel,
what
Save
profession?
me, Rachel. Look,
What
on,
professions
come
are
on.
for the streets?
I know she's
I'm
gonna give it to
nervous.
us.
And started off, if you are a
If you are a professional childbearer, you are for the streets.
a professional
Yes,
child bearer.
because we have women
Yeah,
under the
professional.
radar that likes to have children for the benefits. Like
Oh.
if you are one of those
Oh Lord,
women
we don't win left. We
that
don't win
sell
left.
your children every tax season and every
Oh,
year
Lord,
you
we
got
don't really
an
win left.
infant
Okay,
added
now.
to your family, you
Uh-oh.
are for the street.
Hey, well, maybe they are professional child bearers.
They,
Maybe that's
they
what
are.
hey,
They
you know,
they
hey.
are
I don't
not
see how they do it. It's
surrogates.
too
Don't
much
let them
work.
fool
Like
you.
1,500,
Yeah. How much
1,500.
the kid going for these days?
I mean, it depends on if you go to like a legit tax company, it's like 2,000. But if you go to like one of them mamas over there behind the kitchen drawer type company, you gonna get like $8 million for each child.
$8 million. Okay, you should start off with the $8 million.
Right.
now.
But Rachel, how you know that?
Uh-oh.
Because I
You done
don't
bought one?
judge.
Uh-huh,
I don't
okay.
judge.
You bought one?
I have given good counsel to people, so I'm not a person to judge.
I understand. I
I don't
understand.
let people do that. It's too much. Kids are too much work. I'm sorry. Just to capitalize like tax
Yeah.
time. No.
So I got one, Angelica.
Oh, we about to go let Parkinson bring us back
I
together.
got one. Yeah, because we need an ADHD controller since it is mental health month this year,
Oh,
so
God.
so look, if you are a pastor,
Uh-oh.
I'm not saying no. That ain't true.
you are for the streets.
No, my daddy
look,
pastor.
look.
No, no,
My daddy's a pastor. He's
No.
not for the streets.
Like
Okay.
we said,
No.
he is
Okay.
a PK.
Yes,
No.
I have a good
No.
daddy.
Any of y'all pastors over here? Is anybody in here in this group a pastor? You a pastor?
no, but
No, but you
but
slept
I
with a holiday
ride
in
I
last
ride strong for my Bishop Kip,
Right,
and he ain't
right.
for the streets.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
but I tell
yeah,
you one
yeah.
thing though, you most pastors that make great pastors were from the streets.
Okay, don't try to save it. Don't try to
Oh
save
no,
it. He tried to save
hey,
it.
he gonna
hey, you gotta have a
Turn the
testimony.
devil
Yeah,
I
down.
bet your bishop got a testimony. I bet
Yeah,
you was
mine
for the
too.
streets at one point.
Okay.
Your dad might have been for the streets at one point.
My dad was a pimp.
Oh, her daddy was the streets.
He was.
Oh, and then she's over there. Why
I didn't think. Yeah, he
persecuting
did.
me?
Yeah, he
Persecuting
Can I
me
say that?
because
She's
of what
speaking
I
of
said.
it.
He
And now,
did. Yeah, he
she's
did
speaking of
drugs.
now.
He's not ashamed of his testimony. Yes.
He watching.
Well,
Like
so-
40
so-
years ago. Yeah, I mean,
So I was
he,
telling the truth.
he is
then.
like 70.
But what he is now.
Yeah,
though, what
not
he is
now.
Right.
I'm saying my daddy told me. My daddy told me, he's coming to me. He said, you know what? He said, first of all, he said, I don't like to see your mama cry. So there's nothing I would do. Ain't nobody, and when you come to my funeral, ain't nobody going to say they had your daddy or they related to you.
How
Everybody
if he
is
was a
that.
pimp?
I'm talking about with when he's a pastor.
Oh, okay. After his pimp.
While he is in his profession, thank you. While he is acting in his profession, what he that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. He's not.
He was a professional pimp at one time, though, right?
Yeah,
That was his
I guess.
profession,
Yeah.
right?
And
So he was for the streets,
And
y'all.
he abused the drugs.
Right,
He
right. He was
abused
for the
drugs.
streets, right?
I mean, yes. And
Yeah.
That's his testimony.
That's his testimony, right?
Because he testing you right now.
Exactly. He about to
Testing
get
her
choked-
pimping.
He gonna get choked with
Right,
his pen on break.
Right,
That's what's
right.
gonna
She
happen.
got a double dose, right? She's a PK twice, times two. Exponentially.
Really?
Right,
Oh, my God,
right.
don't feed
Pimp
into
and
it.
preacher. Okay.
What's another profession?
I mean, I tried to give you mine and you threw it under the bus, right?
I said promoter.
Oh. If you're a promoter.
Yeah. You are for the
Wait,
street.
wait.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That Rachel.
No, don't do that one because I got people watching. They know Rachel knew I'm known
Yeah,
as
you
one
are a
of the.
promoter, aren't you?
Yes.
You be
Street.
so
Yeah.
they
Well,
89. I'm gonna put you 89%
I had
for
to
the
catch.
streets.
No,
Right.
You know.
no, we
She's at 89.
Yeah, 89%. I put her in that
No.
low percentile. That ain't what.
Well,
No.
you always trying to soften it, but I
I
got one
am
that we can all
nice. I'm
say.
the nice
we
one.
promote industries to grow talent, to grow people to come together. For the streets, no. Work the streets for better mankind, yes.
Every promoter
All
I know.
promoters do
Every
that.
promoter I know.
I know a couple.
You know, they for the street. You want to get in front of this line? They for the streets. But I got one we can all agree on.
Well, I'm a
these drinks
free-minded
and
person that
Right.
don't go there, Kojak,
Right.
because this for
When
381 out of
started.
28.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Don't.
And Kojak, he don't need to say nothing after what he said.
But here's one, y'all. Here's one that we can all agree on. You know, if you are a DJ,
Hold on.
you are
Definitely
for
not.
the street.
I
For
said a
the
hoe.
street,
I had to go and
for
just
the
say hoe. I'm
curb,
sorry.
for the
Right.
sidewalk, for the driveway, for the
Right.
expressway,
Hey, put that on Kojak.
for the free.
Drains,
Wow,
everything.
wow. Where DJ Kojak
You
go?
messy. I wasn't talking about you though. 'Cause I
You
wasn't
wasn't
talking
trying to
about
save you.
I mean,
Don't
you
try
went
to
down the
save
whole
the
list.
Rachel.
You went down the whole list. But
Long
since
time
Was
ago.
that
You know, that was
five?
a long time.
that a long time ago.
We had firefighter, and you said pastor, and I'm not agreeing with that. We had the promoter, the DJ,
Mm-hmm.
professional
Right.
child barrier.
Public
The
the
relations
child.
person.
No, the child. The child bearer. That's definitely you got to be in the streets just to get that done.
Public relations professionals. They
That's
for
a
the
lie, because most people don't even know what PR is.
street. Right. I'm sorry. My bad. We got a PR professional over there. My bad. My
They're
bad.
saying that because I do PR for a living. Saying no,
PR.
no,
Right, I do
and we
PR.
are not for the
I
street.
do PR too. But look, let me say this though. You know, most of those professions that are for the streets, they tend to have, you know, quite a few chillings, right?
No.
Yes,
No,
they do.
not always. There's some safe. There's
you
some
know,
safe street.
Yeah.
Safe people in the street.
DJ
now.
Kojak, I'm talking to you. I DJ Kojak. I see what this show is gonna be.
It done got hot.
Yeah,
in here.
it's gonna be. It's me and you,
Yeah,
DJ
it's kinda
Kojak, because
hot
we
in
got
You got that vest on.
Yeah.
y'all.
It's a bubble
and
vest.
she also
It
flag on the
was
play in
cold.
just a
It was
second.
cold in here.
I'm gonna throw a flag on the play for Angelica and her
You took
ADHD
yours
today.
yours out.
But look, DJ Kojak,
What up?
most of those professions that are for the street, they tend to have babies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they for the streets, right?
Yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
And Rachel brought up the main one, you know, the professional baby bearers, right?
Yeah.
So now, ultimately, who is responsible for preventing a pregnancy? Is it the man or the woman?
The woman. The woman. Everybody get quiet.
They did get quiet.
Rachel, Rachel. Now where we?
I was waiting to
And we're talking about an unplanned pregnancy. So,
the woman
The woman.
okay, why you say that, Rachel?
because you give permission for someone to share your body like that, and you should already know the outcome. And I was always taught mama's baby, daddy's baby. It didn't have nothing to do with DNA. It's about who's gonna be there to be the sole provider for the child. But we got 2024 ratchetness running around. I see a lot of single fathers now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
DJ Kojak, what's your thoughts on that? And don't
Lord
Kojak at this time,
Jesus.
Kojak.
No, real talk.
Oh God.
It's. I feel like they both share. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because both of you laying down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know it's a chance, then you need to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
That's all you got. So if you're watching, I'm come to you, Angelica. But if you're watching live, you know, chime in. If you who's responsible for prevention of a pregnancy for unplanned marriages? Is it the man or the woman? Angelica, what you say? And I'm gonna go to Michael
Unplanned
Jackson.
marriages.
You playing marriages?
You said they said unplanned marriages.
I mean, oh my bad, unplanned pregnancy.
Lord, let's see what's on your mind. What's the
No,
unplanned
it's not
marriage?
on my mind. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But
not
no,
on my mind.
I feel like it's the woman, because because sometimes things happen where there's an oopsie, whatever. And you know that, Rachel, what you scratching that scalp for? I'm gonna need you. There ain't no oopsies.
At
because
least
when
she
you
ain't-
said
at least she ain't
oopsie, I
back.
thought about Daisy.
Oh,
So that's
really? We need to stay. We don't get. We need to get her. Listen, you don't get me on track. But no, listen.
Y'all bring some Adderall with y'all. 'cause we
Even
gonna need it.
when even when there's an oopsie and the woman knows there's an oopsie, even if he says no, we're okay, we're cool, and we know our body.
mm-hmm.
Like I know when I'm ovulating. I can tell you right now, let's have a baby. It's the chances is high. I know my body.
Mm-hmm.
Parkinson, don't say nothing smart, because if you're a woman, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody else, you ain't a woman, shut up. But you, Rachel, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know. And even if he says, no, you straight, I didn't do X, Y, Z, I still will get up. There's a plan B. and there's some controllables, the measures you can take after the fact to make
Vinegar.
sure that you are in the clear. You
Well,
can lie.
so-
You can lie to him, say you didn't take it. What that got to do with him? You just still protect you and yourself.
Right.
So what exactly is an oopsie?
A condom can break. If it's somebody that I would say you're married to, and you're unprotected, because I think that's when you should, even though that's not the case. You may use a withdrawal method, and he didn't withdraw fast enough. It
I
could
like
be
that. We draw like a bank.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
not about to
that.
play with you.
I like
I'm about to put her in the corner.
Look, I'm telling you, you can't withdraw none out of Navy Federal at a certain time. You're gonna be in that line your life.
Oh God, I'm not about to play with
Out of
you.
Rachel. I thought you said
Ooh.
Navy Federal.
No, Navy Federal.
Oh.
You said you said a Rachel.
Nah, Rachel ain't talking about no kids, no they.
Too much work.
So-
It's
so-
on the woman.
It's on the woman.
Mhm.
Anybody out there? Anybody's?
What do you think,
feel like
Parkinson?
I feel like ultimately, and I teach my girls this too. Ultimately, they have the final say.
Yeah.
You know, because you can just not have sex. Period. Right. Ultimately, and you can make sure that things are in place in order to prevent the pregnancy or withhold from having sex. So ultimately, they have the final say in whether the act goes down, unless of course it's rape or something, right? But yeah, so I say, you know, the final decision lies with that woman. But look, y'all, coming up, we're gonna talk to Pastor Ricky Floyd and get his thoughts on the United Methodist Church
I ain't
removing the
got nothing to
ban
say.
on
Nothing
LGBTQ
to say.
pastors. We're gonna ask him also who's responsible. And look, and there he is. Catch him running out of the room.
That ain't me.
Yeah. Hey, you better get back here. We're gonna show that video of you twerking. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson
That was a
Project. We'll be right
praise
back.
dance.
Praise dance.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I got my lovely, lovely co-host in here, Angelica Jelly Woods, in the building. Give it up for her.
Yes, I'm here.
Yep, she is here. Y'all heard her, right? So she can't try to get quiet on this segment.
I
DJ
am.
Kojak in the building. Kojak, scratch it up for him 4 times.
Kojak came out that vest though.
Right.
He got hot.
He got hot. Yep. Hey,
Yeah, I was
try scratch. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Kojak.
I was trying to support my son's brand with the bubble vest,
That's
but it got
so
a little hot. You know,
Yeah,
Rome the
right.
Drill. Y'all check them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you-
know, only our sons wear hoodies and sweaties and bubble vests in the summer too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
need to be
Oh, you
addressed
can't do
in
that
mental
over
health.
45.
We need to address that in
Do that
mental
over
health.
45. We got Pastor Ricky Floyd in the building. Y'all give it up for him.
Yes.
He came to
Yes,
the show.
yes.
He ain't scared no more.
He ain't scared.
Right,
Don't
right.
be scared,
Look,
Pastor.
look what he got his lavender. Hold on now.
He clean.
Floyd came in with his
Clean.
lavender linen
Yes, he
suit.
did.
And you know, we
Got
just
the
talking
mushroom bit. No.
and we were just talking about the pimps and the being
Oh,
for the streets,
gosh,
right?
we're
And,
not doing
and the
this.
pastor, I'm like, he ain't no pimp. I ain't saying he's a pimp.
Pastor,
Now,
don't engage.
Yeah, I didn't say he wasn't for the streets at one time now, but I ain't saying that either right now.
I don't remember.
You know, Pastor Ricky Floyd, man,
Yes.
thanks for joining us, man. You know, we're glad to have you.
Could y'all move that over right there a little bit?
Right, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not, it's
thank
not
you.
right. That's not in your shot.
It ain't in your
Okay,
shot.
all right.
Ain't in your
Okay.
shot. Don't worry about that. But look, you know, first of all, you know, you're doing amazing things out there in our community. We
Yeah.
truly appreciate all of the work that you're doing. You know, one of the main things that I do want to highlight before we get into the segment is the fact that you are hands down one of the biggest proponents of preparing young men
Yeah.
for manhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
committed
Just talk
to it.
about that real quick.
Yeah, well, in our society right now, most of the crime that's being perpetuated by our young men. And the reason that that's happening is we serve a generation of fatherless men where there's no father, there's no prophet that's speaking, that's preparing them, that's encouraging them. I like to say it this way, a man's job is to give affection, protection, direction, correction, and to prepare a young man to leave a collection for his children's children. So the anger that you're seeing in our young boys is because nobody has prepared them, but everybody wants to punish them. And so we're in a society right now, I like to say that almost every decision is made is based off of two things, and that is love or fear. And we have a society right now where our young people don't feel loved and they don't fear anything. So they have an unconscious mindset that will allow them to do anything and everything and not have any feelings about it.
That is doing awesome work.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're creating men. I say a man.
Yeah,
I think there's men, but there's not
that's
men.
it.
Men.
Yeah.
Like, you
Or,
don't-
and I like to say it this way, male men.
Yeah.
See, there are males and then there are men, but male men, and a male man delivers.
Yeah.
He delivers. He's not as much of a receiver. He realized that his responsibility is to be a giver, to be a contributor. Now you got mama boys right now. They
that's a
always
whole
looking
nother
for
topic.
somebody to give them some, but a male man is takes pride. One of the biggest accomplishments that I have right now is my wife doesn't pay any bills.
I heard that.
And that makes me feel like a man that my wife, and
Kojak,
she
you heard
makes
that,
her
right?
own money. But I remember, Kojak, I remember the first time I heard one of my mentors say that. First time I heard one of my mentors say that, he says, my money is my money. And no, my money is our money, and her money is her money. I said, hey, man, don't say that again around my wife, because I need my money, her mama money, her mama money, her child support money. I need all of that right now. But that's a goal that even these young men that I'm preparing is to position yourself to be a provider, a protector, and a prophet in your own home.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
think the biggest thing, I was just talking to one of my friends today, as far as and this is your being a husband and being a provider, protector. That's even after when you're gone. So
Yeah,
when you first
that's
said
it.
you hit it right on the head, even when
Yeah.
you're gone. So that insurance,
Yeah.
what are you doing to make sure that your family is still taken care of when you do leave? And people miss that piece.
Yeah, and
A lot of people miss that
and
piece.
many men are leaving their families in debt when they're
Exactly.
gone.
And that's in the Bible. We ain't gonna talk about the story with the lady who was left with that
Yeah.
debt, and she figured it out and worked it out. But
Yeah.
we missed that. But that's part of providing safety and security for your family. But we don't do that. We
And
don't talk
some
about
people wonder why we call it the husband institute. The word husband means house bander, the one who bands the house together.
that. I never heard that.
Yeah, the one who bands the house together, and it is the responsibility of the man to keep his house together. Most time we've been taught the woman is to keep the house together, but really it's the man's responsibility to keep the house together. And that does not mean with being mean, firm, bold, arrogant, cop. It means sometimes grabbing your boy, hugging him and kissing him, sitting your daughter on your lap and rocking her. Please let me tell this one story. I remember my wife, who her mother had been married 5 times before we got married. And I remember one time I was holding my first daughter, my only daughter, I was holding my hand, just rocking her in a chair. And my mother-in-law was living with us at the time. I remember my mother-in-law walked past and she was looking. And then my wife walked past, she was looking, and she walked past and walked again. And then the Spirit told me they've never had this. They've never had a man to sit them in their arm and rock them. So when my baby got up, I grabbed my wife, sit her in my lap, and she turned into my little daughter. She just received it because it's something she's never had.
Oh man, please go to Angelica so you can catch this.
That is awesome. I had that though. I had it, so I don't know what to say. But I've been rocked by my daddy. So,
Yeah.
But that is so sweet.
You been rocked by your daddy?
Yes, I have. Yes,
Oh,
my daddy. My dad was a person. He about to get. We're gonna get some
Man,
alliance over there. Don't.
Yeah,
y'all,
now
y'all-
I see why y'all had them last. There's some counseling that need to be had
right.
in this room.
We need them to see all here all of this.
See, but
so that,
what I was going to say, my dad writes me, and my dad, anything a man is going to tell to me is hard. It was hard before I got married because you're not going to tell me
That's
that I
right.
heard my whole life.
That's right.
You're not going to bring me no flowers.
Yeah.
You ain't talking about my hair, how I look good.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
You
My
used
daddy
to that.
gassed me up. He gasses me up every single day, even today.
Yep.
He,
Man couldn't come talking
there
no
ain't nothing you
pimp
can do.
stuff either, right?
No, he
So,
can't.
Because your daddy already burst you
He
on
already
that
put
pimp
me
stuff,
on
right,
game, okay?
right,
So
hey,
he
hey,
did.
Right. Hey, I ain't mad at him. You know, my
There's
girls
nothing
got
you
the
can do.
uncut version, man, for me.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I wanted them to be prepared. They got the uncut
That's right.
version of everything, but that goes to, you know, protecting.
Yeah,
you know, protecting
that's part of the
flock, too.
protection.
Yeah, that
And
is.
affection.
And affection. That's right. That's right. Preparing them. So you know, the United Methodist Church just recently had their, and Angelica, you were there. You were there.
I was there.
The United Methodist Church had their annual convention, and
General
you know,
conference.
had, you know, thousands of people there, from what I understand. And
7,500.
7,500. Yeah, there you go. 7,500 to be a matter of fact. And you know, they had a vote, and that vote said that overwhelmingly, as a matter of fact, said that they were going to allow LGBTQ pastors to take the pulpit now. And so, you know, and that's been a point of contention over the last few years. Am I correct? With United Methodist Church nationally, and you know, some churches have, you know, defected away from the United Methodist Church congregant, and now this vote has been ratified. You know, by it was really overwhelming. I forgot what the number was. But it was a big. It wasn't but 51 delegates that voted against it. And so, what do you think about that as a pastor? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm non-denominational.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Right.
I'm not
Of
United
course.
Methodist.
But
Here's
it's
here's
a
my-
bit controversial. But you know, you
well,
know,
it's controversial if you want it to be.
Right,
First of all, it doesn't have an effect on me. I'm not Methodist. But here's my point. I remember one time when the Raleigh Spring Mall had a bookstore in it,
I remember that.
and it was at a time when homosexuality was not as much embraced and accepted in the society as it is now. And there was a young man I noticed he kind of sneaking around, like he was trying to do something around the bookstore. I thought he was trying to buy some porn or something like that. And so eventually he came to the register, and the little girl said, he was a very feminine dude. He was a very feminine dude. And the girl at the register busted him out. She said, "Ooh-wee, you buying witchcraft and voodoo books?" And he looked around, and he was very ashamed. And as he was walking out the church, I'm giving you an answer to what you. I mean, as he was walking out the mall, here was my mind went. If the church won't accept him, how can we be mad at him for accepting voodoo and witchcraft? So the church has a responsibility. First of all, if you don't want them, you don't accept them. Here's my question. The bigger question is, does a homosexual have a right to Jesus Christ?
That's a great point.
Does he have a right to have the word given to him? And so if you don't want him, then he needs to find a place that will embrace him as he is. At my church, there have been ladies who have come to my church, and they were full-blown lesbian that came with other women who was sitting, hugging in the church. And at one time, I was considered a homophobic person, but I knew the love that I needed to come to Christ. I was a Muslim at one time. I was a hoe at one time. I was an alcoholic
So you was
at
for the
one
streets at
time.
one time?
I was for the streets, and
For
the
the
streets were for me.
streets.
Now, here's the thing. I'm still for the streets.
All right, Dan.
Jesus was for the street.
Yeah.
Jesus went to
went
the
to the streets,
streets and got the people and brought them back to the house so that they can come out of the street. One of the things that happened, preachers ain't going to the streets, and so ain't nobody coming to the church. I was talking to my friend Steve Young today that says the African American church is projected by in about 10 years that a person will only go to church 4 times a year.
Thank you
Right.
for my
You-
staff.
So the CME is becoming a reality. Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. And here's the thing: 40% of our young people identify as bisexual.
Yep.
40%. Now that's identify.
Remember we talked about
How
that.
many don't identify? How many are hiding?
Right.
How many of the preachers are
How many
hiding?
are confused?
And so now when we attack them, we lose the right to attract them. I'm going to say that again. And I tell people all the time, I'm not marching for or against homosexuality. My mother reminds me when my mother was pregnant with me at 16 years old in Tunica, Mississippi. And my stepmother kicked her out. And the only person in that town would take us in was, guess who? The town homosexuality. So my mother jokes with me and tells me my first pair of underwear was bought by a homosexual.
I have a question for you, Pastor.
Hold on, let me finish
sorry.
this statement. Let me finish this statement. Now, this was 1960. Now, here's what another thing that my mama told me about that a lot of people were knocking on that man's door at 3 o'clock in the morning
Oh yeah.
in Mississippi.
Oh yeah. I believe
So there, and I can go on. I can remind you that one of the biggest advocates against homosexuality got caught in homosexuality. So here's my thing, man.
No, wait,
everybody,
wait. Oh, you can't just walk
everybody
past
has
that.
a right.
Who we talking about?
I don't know. Everybody has a right. Everybody has a right to the love of God.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to preach to them, then am I saying nobody should preach to the homosexual community?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to preach to the racists. Does that mean nobody should preach to the racists?
I don't think
And so-
that's not the vote. So the lesbian ladies, they were hugging each other. They came to the church. Now the question is, this is where the
I'm
stance-
glad you brought that back
the
out.
stance
Yeah.
is. Did they go in the pulpit and preach when
Yeah.
they were not saying they can't come to the
Yeah.
church, but did they go from hugging?
Yeah, I'm
in
going to
the
address with it,
pulpit? Okay.
but thank you for bringing me back to
There you
that because though that lady is married, one of them is married, 2 children, a home in the what y'all call Raleigh, the
Oh, the capital.
yeah, they have a home in the capital. Another one of them is married same way. Now I've done better
married
with
to dudes or they
they
married-
married to men.
Okay.
And they are some of the greatest wives in our church right now. And here's
Awesome.
what one of them told me. Matter of fact, they both told me the same thing. I said, "Is this you forever? Is this life chose you? Did you choose this life?" And this is what both of them told me. They said, "If a man loved me, I would love a man." Now, back to your question, them preaching in the pulpit. I asked this question because not long ago, and still the challenge of this is in our society today, a lot of people feel that same way about women.
Oh yeah.
And so my question one time is this drunk in the barbershop asked me, did I believe in women preaching? I said, so much so I married one.
Yeah.
I'm married to a woman preacher. And so here was my question for him. If you had a whoremonger, if you had a homosexual, and you had a holy woman, and you had to choose between those 3 being your wife, a homosexual, a holy woman, or a whoremonger, which one would you choose your pastor? He couldn't answer. Now, he's a drunk in the barbershop. So many times our own esteem issues. And so will a homosexual lesbian preach in my pulpit? No.
Okay. Why?
I was wondering when we was gonna get around to that. I was like, okay.
No, because
Okay.
that's
I
my
don't know.
conviction.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Thank you.
they
That's
might
it.
they might not want a black bald head man preaching in their conviction.
Right.
And I don't bother with nobody about what their conviction, their relationship with God, and their position of authority. So if that's what the Methodists choose, man, I ain't finna say nothing with the Methodists because I ain't Methodist.
Right. Let me ask you this though.
Sure.
So 40 million Americans left the church over the last 25
Yeah.
years. 39% of millennials attend church weekly, or up to 21%. 45% of non-white millennials, and so on and so forth. But there appears to be, and you
Yeah.
touched on it
Yeah.
just a minute ago. Appears to be a bit of an exodus from the church.
Yeah.
Physically, what's behind it? One,
Yeah.
and is there a plan to bring them back?
Man, that's a legitimate question, and I understand why people are leaving the church.
Right.
And-
Why do you understand it? What do you understand?
Well, I understand. I talked to my friend Steve Young. You know Steve
Yeah,
Young,
Steve,
and I asked Steve this question. I know
Shout out to
I'm
Steve
probably
Young.
gonna get more in trouble with this response than I am for the homosexual question. I don't know all them alphabets, so I ain't take time to learn the L, B,
Now that's
Q,
what
I,
you're gonna
T.
get in
Now,
trouble.
that, you
Now, you
Well,
wasn't gonna get in
then
trouble
that-
up until-
then that's what I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Then that's what I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna take the turn
oh Jesus.
to learn all
Don't
them
let
levels.
it Lord,
Right.
I'm
Well,
I'm not gonna
just
take
it's
the
lying.
ever
turn.
changing, so,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not gonna take the turn and learn all the homosexual community.
Right.
Now, what was I going? You done got me off
Yeah,
track.
I'm scared. I'm
look,
scared.
This is a room
Well,
in need of
The exited from the church.
Right,
The exited from the church.
right.
Well, here's it is. And 5 years ago, it's about 6 years ago, I took my wife personal mission statement, turned it into our church, made a few adjustments, and that is we are restoring the righteous, relevant reputation to the local congregation.
Okay.
People don't see the church as righteous. They don't see us as relevant. We don't have a reputation that draws and appeals. Everybody that they say is leaving the church is joining our church.
Yeah.
Everybody that they say. There was a Sunday about 3 weeks ago that we had 49% men in our church.
That's awesome. especially for men.
49% men.
Yeah.
Almost every Sunday they say millennial. Almost every Sunday there are millennials joining our church. We have multicultural. Matter of fact, I hope I don't. Well, I ain't gonna say that
What's the name of your
because
church?
Pursuit of God Transformation Center. We don't even call ourselves a church.
Yeah, I
We
seen
call
that
ourselves a
before.
transformation center because lives are being transformed.
Yeah.
Here's to your question. Here's the answer. I asked Steve Young this. I saw a preacher who was hooping, and I asked him this question. I said, 10 years from now, will hooping have any relevancy in the church?
Oh, you have to define hooping because that's gonna go into our laws.
I know, yeah. Will what they
But
don't
you
do
hoop
that.
pretty good though.
They don't.
That means-
I normally don't do
I
that
don't
in the
remember you
shower.
hooping before,
So,
right,
but my
but yeah.
point is, man, young people want something that's going to help, and old people now too, something that's going to help them deal with their day-to-day lives. For example, tomorrow morning, our church is open 28 days a week. Out of 30 days,
a week.
out of 28 days a month.
Oh, okay.
Out of 31 days. And here's the question that I ask people when I'm ever in front of pastors. I said, Pastor, if your church was to leave your community, how long would it take your community to know y'all is gone?
That's a
For
good question.
us, it's about 4 hours. And 4 hours, people will start. If we're not open by noon, there's going to be a ruckus in our community. Why? Why? We house 150 people within a 0.7 mile radius of our church.
Y'all give it up for that. That's it. That's big.
awesome.
That's
Come
big.
on now. Come on.
Big.
We employ 40 people at our
Y'all
church.
give it up again. That's
Come on,
big.
come
That's
on.
big.
We rent out. We have 150,000 square feet that we rent to other organizations like Affirm, like Memphis Allies, like Agape, and other small businesses, which employ another 100 people
Y'all
that come
give
to
it
the
up
Fraser
again.
community.
Yep.
I was at the governor's mansion for 8 hours last weekend. And so our relationships provide us, we house, we close. At my boutique right now, there are 5 boys that are working there right now.
What's the name of that boutique? You can't
Regroup Boutique. Regroup
Regroup.
Upscale Thrift Boutique.
Located
we
where?
In 37, thank you, sir, 3754 North Watkins. But this is who we hire. Our employee, every one of our employees lives in Fraser or Raleigh. Every one of our employees worships in Fraser and Raleigh. Our boys are from the age of 14 to 21 who were vice lords, lakeside, had ankle monitors on their feet, don't have a mother and a father in the house, have probably 9s on their ACEs score, and we've got them working in neckties, and he's one of our top customers right now,
right.
and they're opening the door saying, yes, ma'am. So we're mentoring them, we're putting legal money in their pockets, and we're keeping them out the street. So that's why people are coming. They should leave a church. If a church is only showing up in this community on Sunday and preaching a sermon and going back home, they should leave the church.
That is absolutely wonderful. Y'all give it up for Pastor Ricky Floyd in the building. And the doors of the church are open. What's the address to the church?
The church
Real
is
quick.
right across the street from the Thrift Mall. Watch this. That will be having 3 grand openings of African American businesses. We're literally building a Black Wall Street in Fraser. Three businesses. One of those businesses will feature 4 African American women entrepreneurs that are going to be working out in one of those businesses. So that will be July the 1st. We're going to get Black Market Strategies to do some marketing with us on that.
And will. And look, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we got Alliance Healthcare. We got Lori Powell in the building. She's going to be coming up. But look,
Lord,
make sure when Lori comes, make sure she brings the Adderall because this is an Adderall deficient group, right? Pastor Floyd, let me ask again because his ADHD kicked in. What is the address to the church?
The address to the church
Right.
is 3759 North Watkins. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., We are having a home buyer seminar where you can get a $10,000 free grant
I'll be
that you
there.
don't have to pay back. And also, listen, if you got a 580 credit score, you can get a $7,500 loan on your house to get it reestablished,
Get it
even if
repaired.
you got a 580 credit score. And then the next week, if you don't have a banking account, a saving account, we've got another company that even if you have a 549 credit score, going to give you a guaranteed $500 unsecured loan.
Man.
That's what we're doing. That's why people are coming to our church.
That's my church. That's my church right there. That's my church.
Yeah. So I'm for the street.
I was gonna
That's my
come with you.
church.
I found out Kojak go there.
Kojak is a candidate for deacon. Keep your mouth off, Kojak. In 2039. In 2039.
Right. Now look, we'll be right back. We have Alliance Healthcare. Lord Powell will be in the building, and we're going to talk mental health. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we're going to be touching on mental health issues and solutions the entire month of May. And joining us now, well, before we go to Lori, let me reintroduce my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods.
Y'all had me nervous
What's
over
happening,
here.
Angelica?
The whole last segment, I was
Man, that last
nervous, but we
segment was
made
off
it.
the chain. But Angelica, what is that pretty thing? What's that in your cup?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Kojak, what do you have in your cup? over
No,
there?
that's
no.
see that's a
This
symptom of mental health.
This is
You're deflecting. It's called a redhead Jackie.
a redhead Jackie, and this is she's for the streets.
Oh,
If you guys haven't noticed, we have drinks that are
virgin. Maybe.
mine is virgin.
Oh,
I have like a mocktail.
Kojak.
Is that what it's called?
Kojak.
Others have
Yeah.
Jack honey in it, but mine is a mocktail.
Okay.
And then
Oh
it's called
boy.
for the streets.
Oh
Okay?
boy.
Redheaded for the streets.
Hey,
Redheaded Jack
maybe
for the
Pastor
streets.
Floyd, do y'all do confessionals in your church by chance,
not
so they can
Catholic.
come and confess their sins? Yes.
But
Okay.
this doesn't have alcohol in it, but everybody
Just
else
don't
does.
ask me any of the for the streets questions.
Now, you're a vice president.
Right.
Now, I have a question for you. I have a question.
Wait a minute,
Was this
I had to look it up on the thing.
Cause
DJ
you remind
Kojak,
me, 'cause I wanna ask you a
I'm with
question
you, DJ
about that.
Kojak. Angelica's ready to jump in. DJ
I
Kojak,
know,
welcome back to the show.
I was talking to Kojak.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Why,
you.
why the for the street drink got to have my name in it?
I know Jackie, right? A redhead Jackie.
Redhead.
But it's
Jack.
okay.
Yeah.
He said it's okay.
Mm.
Now go ahead and introduce the guest. I have
Okay.
a question.
All right. Y'all, this whipped cream got on my lips or something. Yeah, so, but anyway, y'all give it up for Lori Powell in the building. Yes.
I had to interview
Alliance
her.
Healthcare. Y'all, let me try to set this up as much as possible, because when I say I personally know the good work that Alliance Healthcare does, so
Come on.
they have my full, I approve this message. They have my full endorsement. They are doing absolutely incredible, wonderful work for mental health in our communities.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
and Lori can attest that we are in a severe mental health crisis.
Yes, we are.
And not just in the city of Memphis, but in the state of Tennessee. Step a
Nationwide,
little closer
too.
to your mic.
It's nationwide too, really, when you
Right.
think about it. And you've got my cell number, and you can call me anytime, and I help.
Hold on, let me put the cell number out for you. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
no, I don't know about all that.
kidding.
Lori is not for the streets.
I'm
You
just
cannot be
kidding.
calling
Hey,
her cell phone number. okay?
Yeah.
but they are in the ticker, and the website is also in the ticker. So if you need these services, go to the website alliance-hs.org.
Right.
Go ahead, Lori. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's okay. So you were at our groundbreaking, for our new crisis wellness center. And I can't be more excited about that. So when I became CEO in 2018, I had this vision for like a wellness one-stop shop where you could come in 24/7 and get the help you needed. And so right now we're on the second floor of MMHI. We will be in our 55,000 square foot facility February 1st. So,
Nice.
and that's anybody,
give it up for
that's
that.
for anybody.
Yeah. Now, who is that
So,
for again? It's for
anyone.
So
Anyone that needs help, and you can be in crisis or you could be at risk of crisis. So that facility is also going to have an outpatient location in the building so that people can come for any service they need. So
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
right. And the latest news, I don't know if you saw that, but we will build right after that on the same wellness campus a children's crisis stabilization unit, which Memphis really needs.
That is absolutely incredible, and that's
Wow.
Yeah.
absolutely needed.
Age 4 to 17, that facility. So, well, I'm just really excited about really trying to be the answer for anybody that needs help in our community. So
Right, and
That's
it's a
big.
lot. It's a lot of help that's needed in
I'm
our
going to
community.
take a sip of my virgin drink.
Yeah, there you go.
We
There
have
you go.
virgin ones. The men are just, I don't know what they have going on here. But Lord,
right.
I have an off the question topic. We're gonna get back to mental health
Sure.
because I saw your reaction when you said for the streets. Now, was that your first time hearing that when you came
It
here?
really was.
Okay, that's
And
all.
it's okay. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay.
what did it say? What did it say? I'm excited. What did it say
Well,
on
it
your-
said, somebody that has sex with as many people as possible. Dad.
Hey, there it is. The definition of for the street.
Right? I mean, that's what it is. But
Right.
anyway,
Is
so
that, is that a mental health issue?
Yes.
yeah, I would say so.
That's what it
Yeah.
said.
Well,
can't
I mean,
stop.
we can go down that rabbit hole. So people with, sexual abuse, trauma, sometimes that's, they deal with that. They're numb and they will go in and engage in too many sexual activities. If you're bipolar with a manic episode, sometimes you're engaging in a lot of sexual activities. So
And that's why you're so vitally important to this show, because a lot of times people don't realize that the actions that evidence that's showing up is actually tied to a past trauma
Right.
and a mental health issue. Let me
Absolutely.
ask you this. Give me five signs that your loved one is going through a mental health crisis.
wow, there's so many different ones, but
Right.
one could be withdrawing from the family, withdrawing from friends. Another one could be risky behavior, and giving away, possessions. That's tied to suicide. I'm going to give away all my stuff. Anxiety. When I worked with drug, I used to work with heroin addicts. Sometimes going out on the streets and stealing, engaging in things like that for your habit. And it's just really, we're seeing more children and youth, 1 out of 5 with a mental health crisis.
1 out of 5. That
That's-
means
It's
one
increased
out of
since
every
2019, and the visits to the emergency rooms have tripled since 2019 for psychiatric emergencies. So we really hope that we can divert people from emergency rooms and into our facilities. They don't need to be waiting for hours.
Right.
So let me ask you this. Excuse me. Let me ask you this. What is a common sign that is prevalent or that is visible in every diagnosis of a mental health challenge? What's one?
Well, I don't know if I can
Impulsivity?
say that there's something that exists in every single diagnosis, but I can say if you stop taking care of yourself, if you neglect your appearance, poor hygiene, you're not sleeping well, I mean, those are some pretty top,
Yeah.
you know, truancy, um, failing grades. And so I've talked to you about this before. So, you know, when my husband died in 2020, my son experienced, you know, problems in school. And we were both struggling during that time. And so now that I look back on it, I just, you know, I immediately got him into therapy. But think about all those kids who've lost, you know, people, not just during COVID-19, but now the trauma, the murders. I mean, we have families that we see generations of trauma, right? Children who've seen their mother murdered right in front of them, father murdered right in front of them, father incarcerated. So, and your social determinants of health, those kind of things really impact mental health, behavioral health, physical health. That impacts your ability to function. And if you don't have, like you guys, you know, have your core, I can tell you guys are friends. If you don't have a social, you know, outlet and support system, you're out there by yourself. You know, you feel like you don't have anything. So,
Well, what do you say to the people that are struggling to feel like they need your help? Because I feel like in the Black community, mental illness is kind of like
Stigmatized.
yes,
yes.
or we're diagnosed. Like I gave the story of my brother, which I'm sure he was diagnosed with something, and I'm not sure what it is due to HIPAA because he's in denial.
Okay.
And you can't force people to get help or to go get the help. Because I never even knew about Alliance. Thank God for your sponsorship with the show. And I wish my brother still was here. I promise. I just texted to my family group. I said, my brother grew up in this city. We're dragging him there. But we literally had him there for 3 days. And this is me being open and transparent because it can help somebody. And when Iowa, you can only be in a mental place for 3 days for evaluation. I don't know what we
Yes,
call
you're
that
talking
here.
about a hold, like an emergency psychiatric hold. Yeah.
But then after that, you can't force the person to go
Yeah.
seek help from an organization like yourself. So what is a tip that you can give to a family that's struggling to
right.
try to
Help.
encourage or
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's the number one question I get
Okay.
from family members that'll call and say, my, you know, brother, my son, my dad, my mother really needs help. And one of the things that we do is we can send our care team out, our co-response team, and come out and talk to them, for example, and just see if we can talk them into getting some treatment.
Okay.
Or you can have, you know, take the legal route and try to get the court order for, you know, an evaluation. And then maybe get them on mandatory outpatient treatment if you know that they're not going to follow up.
Okay.
So we probably have about 60 people that are on our mandatory outpatient treatment that are court ordered by a judge, for example. And some of them live in our housing. So
Yeah. Let me ask this. You said when you had the situation with your husband, and you noticed that your son was, you know, things were changing with your son, and you got him the therapy that he needed.
yeah.
What is it because you were a mental health professional that you knew to do that, look for those signs?
Well,
or
the grades were absolutely, I mean, I gave PHQ-9s, which are depression screenings, but anybody can, there's free screenings out there. I believe we have some on our website, right? So they can go to our website, do a screening, and just see, hey, you know, because some people, they don't even know they're depressed, right? I just knew that his grades were failing and he was always gifted. And then we were arguing because I was like, do your homework. You know, during COVID, we were all locked in and I'm becoming the teacher and I've lost my husband.
right.
So I'm trying to keep it cool and be the strong mom. And then I had an 18-year-old that had just gone off to college. So that was a lot of stressor. But luckily I have 2 sisters that are, you know, very supportive, lots of girlfriends, parents that are very healthy and still supportive. So, you know, you got to have that support group to help you through. And what do you do if you don't? We can help you, you know, reach out. Some of the people that have been in treatment in our addiction groups, they become friends, support each other, and then they might get certified and we hire them.
Awesome.
So that's something I'm really proud of, that we will hire people that want to become certified, like recovery kind of coaches, if you will.
So in that same time, in that same space, you were, you know, looking out for your son.
Right.
But what did you do for yourself? Because you were experiencing the trauma too.
I did go to counseling myself, and I've kept a journal. I've kept journals since 1991. I can actually go back and look at my journal and just kind of see what I was doing. Meditation, deep breathing, things like that.
Right. Did you see any signs within yourself that were leading to that you needed
just
to
kind
get
of
some
irritability, maybe snapping at people more, because I'm usually a pretty positive person, so I could definitely tell.
Angelica snaps at us all the time, so I'm trying to see something.
There's
about
only
that.
so much you can take.
Yeah.
Right.
You okay?
Yeah.
Angelica?
Maybe you need to go see Lori after
You
this
okay?
show.
I probably do.
Right.
They give Adderall.
Right. Look.
Everybody trying to get their hand on the Adderall.
Hey man, look, we need
Pastor
y'all need
laughing
just
too
drop
hard.
Adderall on this table when we get ready to do the show because we are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lori, here's the challenge, right?
Right.
The challenge is that a lot of people, especially culturally, our people, right? One, they're not educated. You were a professional in
Right.
the mental health space, right? And so those people that are not professionals, they would have seen the failing grades. And I'll give you a perfect example. After seeing some of the stuff growing up, I was a advanced placement, all A student, and seeing some of the stuff that I was dealing with in our household, my grades went to hell in the handbasket, and evidence of that, which was really interesting. I went to jail at 14 because I was going to shoot some kids.
Okay, now I don't remember hearing that from you.
Yeah, there's a whole story behind it.
Okay.
But what's interesting about it is this, when I joined the Marine Corps, my grades went to hell in the handbasket, through these traumas. Went to jail at the age of 14. And then when I went to the Marine Corps offered me a free ride to any college or university in the entire country. And they were paying for the whole thing. So that's Princeton, Harvard, wherever I wanted to go. Right. And so they saw,
I'm not sure if Harvard would have taken you, but
They
go
would.
ahead.
They would.
well, that's a whole other story. Right? That's a whole
You
other
just
story.
took it too far.
But yeah,
Lying. What's
they,
lying
but they
considered?
literally told me to choose which university I want to go to.
I got you.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
good.
And but the point is though, when that mask of trauma,
Right.
my counselors in high school missed it. I'm still the state representative today.
Right.
Right. But everybody missed it except for the United States Marine Corps, and we didn't have, of course we weren't the professionals, so none of us got treatment. Growing up, think about
Right.
that, DJ Kojak. We saw people get killed. We've
Next
been
day.
around abusive, homes, drug use, homelessness,
Right.
right? All of these live with people with mental health issues, and none of us received the treatment because nobody knows.
We
what
weren't
to do.
talking about it too,
Right.
though, right? I mean, we're at least talking about it more now. And then you have things like suicide in the Black church. You have ministers like Ricky Floyd who are talking about it, Pastor Young. And if we can, Commissioner Caswell, if we can,
Weezy.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, Weezy.
Anyway, if we could,
31st.
if we could just continue to do that, get the word out, and just say, take care of yourself, right? I mean, there's so many people that are hurting out there. So we have walk-in intakes. You don't have to have an appointment. So if you want to call, you can call 901-369-1410. Or you can just walk into one of our clinics. So we have many throughout Memphis. So
And I think the biggest thing people have to understand, it's okay not to be okay.
absolutely.
It is like so creepy with having a child, and people will call, and I'm like brutally honest. I am. And people will call, ask, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "No." They don't even know how to even respond. You say like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay." No, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Right.
And then you just kind of a silence. Well, like
Was that
it
right
a-
after you had your child?
Uh-huh.
Postpartum
Yeah,
depression?
postpartum, but it's okay. And I was just vocal.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not okay. I need some help.
I think we
Right.
should normalize. I think we should normalize
Yeah.
asking people, how's your mental health?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Instead of
Absolutely.
not just ask them how you doing,
Right.
but
How's your mental health?
how's your mental health today?
Right.
I asked a couple people that, right, and they were so surprised that they said, how's my mental health? Yeah. I'm
Well,
mental.
people are
Yeah.
comfortable saying, "Hey, I've got a pain in my back," or "I, exercised and hurt my hip." But yeah, we need to say, "How is your mental health?"
Oh, I'm tired. You can say I'm tired.
We should
or something,
normalize
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stressed.
We should
I'm
vote. We should vow to do
anxious.
it. Let's do it as a group. We're gonna ask 5 people a day. How's your
Right.
mental health?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But when they tell you,
Mhm.
do we know how to respond?
well,
Go to
that's a
Alliance.
really
Go
good
to
point.
Alliance Health
Because
because
that's
I don't know. Some of them I
Yeah.
may not be able to help. you.
Alliance
Alliance Health can help
dot
you.
org rather. Right.
That's
Yeah.
what we can do.
Yeah,
Facts.
but now that we got this resource, and I hope everybody
Yes.
watches this show and they share this information, because this could save a lot of lives. And 72% of the inmate population in the
Right.
state of Tennessee is on mental health meds. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the state of Tennessee is housing the mental health patients in the prisons.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's research. There's more people with mental illness in jails.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so I think you've heard about the new mental health jail that they're going to build, but that'll have like 60 beds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayor Lee Harris was talking about that yesterday.
Right.
Right.
And
And
so
you guys are going to be heading that up, though, right?
well, I
Well,
don't think things have been signed yet, but
oh.
we certainly will be helping.
Okay.
We're going to help. We're going to help wherever it's needed. And one of the things I'm most excited about is diverting people from jail that don't need to be there. So we're the largest jail diversion provider for those who are mentally ill
Wow.
in the state, maybe in the country. So CIT police bring about 400 a month to us.
That's a lot.
And so
That's
it
a
might
lot.
be, I'll give you an example, somebody lingering around a place and they're thinking maybe suspicious. One lady, for example, one time took all her clothes off in a manic state, and we got her in. We got her in to help. She doesn't need to be in jail.
Right. Right.
Right. But the wrong person might say, oh my gosh, she's got to be in jail. Look at what she's doing.
Right.
No, they need to be in treatment. So
Right.
That goes with training the professionals that receive the call. Are you aware what it looks like to having a mental case, mental breakdown? And that's why training and education is essential too, with firefighters
Yeah.
and police officers and all those things.
well, that's the other thing. So the new building will have its own first responder entry. So the fire department will be able to come in and do like a little key card thing and divert from hospitals as well as the law enforcement. Sheriff Bonner's been very supportive.
That's awesome.
Both mayors. I can't say enough about what this is going to do. I hope for the community.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled about it, and now adding the kids to it, it's just my heart is full with it. So you saw me at the groundbreaking.
Right.
My heart is full of joy. This is my life purpose, right?
Yeah.
This
Living
is
in your
what
purpose
I'm
is
here for. And so Touche has gotten to know me and knows that is true.
That's
So you don't need insurance.
Insurance?
Yeah, you don't need insurance. I'm just asking anybody. You don't need
Yeah,
insurance.
this is
to
a,
get
they are.
services.
Oh, I
what
thought
we-
you said
yeah.
insurance.
They are. They are.
Yeah,
they are
insurance,
what
like-
we call a safety net provider.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why a lot of people
I thought
think.
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
No,
Some
you
people
don't
think
need
you need
insurance.
insurance to come
Right.
get the
No,
services.
there's
I know
a
you
program
don't.
called Safety Net. I didn't
Okay.
understand where you were going. I
See,
thought you meant me
I'm
personally.
asking questions that somebody.
I
who
thought
is
maybe you
listening.
sold insurance on the
Oh
side.
no, I don't do that.
Hey, look, she sells everything. She's a
I
hustler.
didn't know.
I don't do that. So
Right. Her sister does.
Unless you
Pastor,
need it.
Oh,
Her
okay.
sister literally. Her twin sister literally sells insurance.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
She sells
Her
that
identical
one.
twin.
I did find out something I want to share too. I just found out about this before I came on. So DCS is contracted with us to get kids in assessment immediately statewide,
Okay.
not just here in Memphis, Shelby County, but statewide because it's taking them too long to wait on an assessment in order to get placed
Right.
somewhere.
Right.
And so we hope that will greatly reduce, that. I mean, you
Right.
remember seeing kids living in offices and stuff.
Right.
So surely
Yeah.
we've got to do something about that.
Right. And we need to get those DCS workers some help too.
Right.
To deal with them.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Besides our show
Mm-hmm.
and our listeners, I know because you brought this great information.
It's really good.
What are you guys doing? Because a lot of people, that's what they're saying. They say, I don't know. I have no idea
Right.
what to do with him or
Right.
what to do with her. They don't know what's out here.
Right. Well, that's
PR
why we
pulling
have
it
our
out. PR getting it ready. Look,
Yeah,
PR
well-
getting it ready. I was watching.
right.
we've got a mental health awareness. Thank
Right.
you.
PR stay ready, okay?
Right.
She on her job.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Diana Barziza,
Shout
thank
out
you.
to Diana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
She
we're
said,
gonna be posting and sharing through
yeah,
all our
I know
social
all
media,
month.
too.
Yeah, we doing
Yeah.
it all
Yeah,
month.
we're going to have all of our programs, and I am excited about
wonderful.
you approved the increase in mental health funding in the governor's budget.
Right.
We're going to be in schools doing school-based liaison therapy, so that was expanded.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
So give us a call and come into one of our clinics, and we want to help you. So
Yeah, all right.
Through any door. Through any door is what I'm saying.
All right, that's what's up. Y'all give it up for Lori Powell in the building.
Thank
Alliance
you.
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Woo!
I enjoyed this. This was fun.
Well, I'm glad you
Come
enjoyed it.
back,
Hey,
Steve.
hey, where you going, Lori? Come on. Look,
You trying to go in the street?
man, she got her red. She got her red head jacket. And she was getting
This
off.
is a virgin drink.
You gotta get the streets now.
Right.
Now, Lord,
Yeah,
now.
she grabbed that drink and go down here.
I'm telling you. So listen, y'all got something coming up on May 17th?
We do. It's
Okay,
our
yeah.
mental health awareness event, and we're going to be at Broad Street Baptist.
Okay. That's what's up.
First Baptist Broad.
First Baptist Broad. Pastor Keith Norman in the building. With shout out
Yeah.
Pastor Keith Norman.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen, y'all make sure y'all support Alliance Healthcare. The website is in the ticker going across the bottom of the
Yes.
screen. It's alliance-hs.org. Make sure you go. Make sure you take your family members. You know, those that need the mental health interventions. Y'all use them because they are a valuable
I can't wait to
asset.
see
One
them.
of
I
the
can't
most
wait to
valuable
see
them.
assets that we have.
Addiction too. So
Okay,
whatever
yeah.
you need.
Addiction
Yes.
also. So make sure you do that. Look, we have to wrap this show up, but let me tell you this: Alliance Healthcare is with us all month. All
Yes,
month.
I'm excited.
Right.
You know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're doing this all month. That's
Yeah.
how important this is. Also, next week we have comedian Joe Torre in the building. Y'all give it up for Joe Torre. Yes. And we have Ladia Yates that's gonna make her appearance. She might do a little juke in here. Give it up for Ladia.
Is she gonna teach me how to judge?
Teach you how to juke. She can teach you how to, I don't know, Angelica. I don't know.
Never mind.
Man. You know this.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look that up too.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you gonna learn a lot, Lori. You gonna be ready.
That's right, Lord.
You gonna learn a lot hanging with us.
We
Okay.
got our own glossary coming out. Believe
I'm
it or
telling
not.
you, I got to.
Believe it or not. So look, make sure you watch, follow, subscribe, share. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project coming to you live from the capital of Memphis, right here in Raleigh 38128. And we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.